Hi, welcome. Don Meadows here, your Director of Golf here at Quail Valley Golf Club. Hope this video finds everybody doing well and staying as healthy and as safe as possible. Certainly during these periods of time that we're going through currently, we're going to have a lot of free time, if you will, a lot of time at home. Hopefully everybody's having an opportunity to spend some time with loved ones. Was asked some ideas to potentially do during some of these slower periods related to golf, and thought about one thing that'd be great, probably to turn off the television and pick up a book. I know a lot of our members enjoy reading, and I just want to share with everybody a few of my favorite books over my lifetime related to golf, and hopefully if you haven't read them, you'll have the opportunity to do so. First one I'm going to start with was Golf My Way and Jack Nicklaus Lesson Tee. These were written back in the late 70s, early 80s. Jack Nicklaus, Ken Bowden, illustrations by Jim McQueen. I got this particular book when I was 13 years old. It was a great book for me, great instructional. I personally enjoyed it because it had a lot of illustrations. So if you haven't had an opportunity to read these, I certainly encourage you to do so. Good stuff in there. Next one, 5 Lessons to Golf, The Modern Fundamentals of Golf. This actually was given to me by my grandfather. This is actually a 1962 edition of this particular book. This is an instructional book. This is in every golf teacher's catalog of books that they might have at home or otherwise in the country. Probably the first great, truly great golf instructional book ever written. And if you haven't had it, and if you enjoy reading golf instructional books, would certainly encourage you to do so. Terrific book. Then the most famous golf book of all time, Harvey Pinnock's Little Red Book. Harvey Pinnock was a golf professional at Austin Country Club in Austin, Texas. 2 of his most famous students that he had working with him as kids were Ben Crenshaw and Tom Kite. And this book is it's an incredibly easy read, a lot of anecdotal items, just folksy type of writing, and just a terrific read, and really breaks down golf to its simplest form, and certainly would encourage anybody who doesn't have this in their library to do so. Just a fun book. And then the only fiction book that I've got in my 6 or 7 books here was written by a dear friend of mine, a gentleman by the name of Mike Veron, who was a member at Lake Charles Country Club where I was the director of golf at. And Mr. Veron wrote this book, Greatest Player Who Never Lived. And it is my favorite fiction golf book ever written. I think it should be turned into a movie. If you haven't read this and you're into fiction, this would be a great book to pick up. Not a lot of folks know about this one. Then the next 2 books are books that were written by Mark Frost. The first one is called The Match. This is essentially recapping the story of 2 amateurs, Harvey Ward and Ken Venturi, playing the 2 best golf professionals at the time, Ben Hogan and Byron Nelson, at a match at Cypress Point. And really gives you a great history. There's a lot of tie-in to the foundation and the start of golf in America, as well as amateur golf, professional golf. Would certainly encourage you to pick this one up if you haven't read that one. And then the next one was also written by Mark Frost, and one of my favorite books that I've ever read. It's a book called The Grand Slam, and this was written about Bobby Jones and his pursuit of the Grand Slam, which was the British Open, the British Amateur, the US Open, and the US Amateur back in 1930. Great era piece, both about golf, about society, about a lot of things that were going on in America, and certainly the struggles that Bobby Jones had. I would really encourage you, if you enjoy that part of history, golf in general, pick this one up. Great book. And then lastly, what book review talked about by somebody from Quail Valley wouldn't have our very own Carl Hiaasen on it, and Downhill Lies. This book was written the year prior to me coming here 13 years ago, and this is essentially a recant, if you will, of Carl Hiaasen's coming back to golf after a long departure from it. And I think everybody would enjoy, if you haven't read it, reading it and seeing the struggles that he went through coming back to the game. And certainly a lot of things Quail Valley mentioned throughout the book will be probably makes it even more interesting for us here at Quail Valley. So these are just some of the books that I would recommend. There's a lot of great books out there about golf. I hope everybody stays safe. Use this time wisely. Don't let the stress get the best of you. Spend time with family and friends having dinner during some of your free time rather than maybe watching television. Pick up a good book. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you out here at the golf club as time allows. And let us know if we can do anything for you. Enjoy the rest of the day.